everybody, today I'm going to do the YouTube Pagan Challenge week 8. And it's a little late in the week, but doing what I can. I had a little bit of a rough week. The company I worked for shut down, so I lost my job, but I'm making the most of it. So here we go, week 8. The question is, do you have a matron or patron deity, and how did you find them? So if you watched my video last week about the sacred text mythology, I talked a little bit about my view on gods and goddesses and deities in general. And I actually do have a matron goddess, which may sound strange considering I don't really believe that there are gods and goddesses sitting around somewhere in human form or whatever. So in my belief, I believe that gods and goddesses are a creation, possibly of the psyche or just of the universe in general, as a way for us to relate easier to larger universal concepts. So for me, my matron is the Greek goddess Nyx. And the reason why I was drawn to her was that she is the goddess of the night sky. And for me, the night sky, the universe, the cosmos is my ultimate deity. And so let me start from the beginning. So I've been on this journey for a while, and I finally started to figure out what inspired the most awe in myself. And I discovered that that was the cosmos, outer space, stars, celestial bodies, things like that. So, some people are really moved by water, which I am, but they're like earth goddesses or fire, or earth witches or fire witches or whatever. Like, people really relate to a certain element or a certain something on that they identify with. And for me, that really is the night sky. And so when I figured out that this is where my awe comes from, I decided to do some research, and I looked into what gods and goddesses are. I originally tried to find like the god or goddess of outer space, and I don't think a lot of ancient cultures really had a good handle on what outer space was. So in my research, I didn't find really any god or goddess of outer space. So I settled on a god or goddess of the night sky. And, there's a couple different ones. There's, the goddess of the night sky from the ancient Egyptian pantheon. There's Nyx from the ancient Greek pantheon. There's all sorts of different gods and goddesses that I looked at, in Celtic and Norse and Shinto and, just all sorts of different cultures and spiritualities and pantheons that I did research into. And out of all of them, I felt that the goddess Nyx and the idea of her, and the fact that she is one of the first goddesses or gods to be created. And before her was chaos. And then from chaos came Nyx. And then Nyx was followed by Erebus, I think that's how you say it. Her brother, who's darkness. And then there was a whole bunch more. There was Gaia was another one, which was earth. But the first two were Nyx and Erebus, came from chaos. So the night sky and darkness. So you could think of, they almost had it like what I was trying to grasp was that before the earth, there was what is outside of the earth, which is the night sky, is how they put it. But I think they pretty much meant the stars and everything that they see up in the sky. That is what Nyx embodies. So when I finally settled upon the idea that I was going to look into doing more research on Nyx and seeing if I could contact her in some way. And when I mean contact her, I don't mean like I'm gonna meet her in person. It was more of I was ready to formulate the idea of her within myself in order to have a closer connection to that concept of cosmos and the universe. So I did a meditation. One of my favorite meditations is a spirit guide meditation that I have. I have a spirit guide that he's really great. I really like him a lot. He's really cool. But I went to him first and was like, hey, I think I want to pursue Nyx as a possible matron deity. And he was just essentially, he never really says anything, but I got a positive reaction from him. And he was just like, yeah. And so he sent me up to the place, my viewing place in my spiritual space that I go to when I meditate. And it was there that I was kind of like, okay, like if Nyx is going to be a part of my life, this is when I'm going to meet her if she wants to be a part of my practice. And lo and behold, she showed up and showed me incredible things in the universe, and I was just like, yep. And she was like, yep, this is how my practice is going to go. So my path, oh, car horn. So my path is a little strange, I think, to some to maybe wrap their head around the way I do things and the way my beliefs work. But pretty much, I call her my matron. I visualize her a lot. She's come up several times after that first meeting, and she shows up a lot in my meditations. And I think having a humanoid version of the concept of the universe and that which gives me so much awe and passion in my life, I think helps, because I pull a lot of, like, I guess power, or just everything. Everything comes from the universe for me, you know. We are made of star stuff. Everything that is on Earth came from the universe somewhere. A supernova in a far-off galaxy, a comet, an asteroid. Everything on Earth came here from somewhere else, you know. Before Earth was even formed into a ball, it was dust from other bodies drifting around until it came together and compressed and created the Earth. So, to me, the universe is where everything came from. So, Nyx, to me, is kind of a motherly type figure. You know, all things came from the universe and came from, so I put her name on it, came from Nyx. And having that humanoid identifier really makes it easier to have something that I could relate to, and more than anything, you know, be able to have that more relatable actions that you would get from, like, if I'm feeling uncertain or whatever, instead of sitting there and thinking of the universe as an abstract concept, I can call on Nyx for inspiration and questions and comfort. Even though if I were to look at it more abstractly, I do find the universe in itself comforting, but there's something about having a person to talk to. So anyway, that's kind of where my whole thing with the matron goddess. I don't have a patron. When I was first studying, I kind of did for a while. I was doing a lot of studying in ancient Egyptian pantheon and Ra was a big part of that for me for a while, but I wouldn't necessarily call him a patron since he didn't quite stick around forever. But who knows, maybe I just haven't spent enough time with him recently and he's just like, peace, I'll come hang with you later. But anyway, so I don't want to ramble on for too long. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week for week 9. I don't know what the question is, but I'm excited to do it. And I hope you all are having a ton of fun making these videos and watching these videos. And I hope to see you soon. Bye!